right along, and yesterday we worked on adding multi-digit numbers. Today we're going to start subtracting multi-digit numbers, which we kind of got a taste of yesterday when we did our checking in the math. So let's add subtracting multi-digit numbers, page 7. Here we go. So if you felt comfortable with yesterday's math, this is pretty much the exact same thing. We're just going to be diving into it a little deeper and kind of switching how we check our work. So let's put our objective. So today I will subtract multi-digit numbers. So some keywords to look out for that will tell you it's a subtraction problem are words like minus. If they say find the difference between, take away, less or less than, how much more, or decrease. Okay, so these are just some key words. Okay, now just like addition, we have some steps to follow, and they're pretty much the same, but let's write them down. So step 1, line the numbers up. How? Vertically. Good. And this is to make sure that our place values are lined up so that when we subtract, we're subtracting from the right value. Step 2, or let's line the numbers up vertically, putting the bigger number on top, just so that our subtraction's a little easier. Why make it harder on ourselves when we don't have to? Okay, step 2, begin subtracting in the ones place or far right. Okay, so we line up our numbers vertically with the bigger number on top. Then we start subtracting from the right, from the ones place, and work our way. Okay, 3, which is kind of something we touched yesterday and didn't really go into. If the number on top is not big enough to subtract, right? If the value is smaller on top, borrow from the next column or place value. Okay, so let's look at an example. Why don't we do 3,268,542 subtract 172,000. So where would I put that? 172,000. Would I put it here? No, because that's my millions place, and when I said it, I know that this is my hundreds place, 100,000. So 172,541. This is a really big deal to make sure that you line up your place value numbers correctly. So we did step 1, our bigger numbers on top. Begin subtracting from the ones place. So 2 minus 1 is 1. 4 minus 4 is 0. 5 minus 5 is 0. Bring down your comma. 8 minus 2 is 6. 6 minus 7. Oop, we need to pause. Is 6 bigger than 7? No, it's not. And you can't take 7 away from 6 when there's only 6. It's not enough. So we need to borrow from the next column. So I'm going to borrow, and I'm going to add it to here. It becomes 16. So 16 minus 7, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. 1 minus 1 is 0. Drop my millions place. 3, we know if nothing's there, we just bring the number down. Okay? So here we have 3,096,001. So you can see I borrowed from here, and that's where I got my sum. Okay, now let's check our work. So I'm going to draw my arrow. Remember, you're going to take your sum. So I'm going to take 3,096,001, and we need to check and see if our subtraction is correct by adding this number. So we need to take the smaller number and we're going to add it. So 172,541. Because we're saying that this number up here subtracted by this number here gave us this number. So we want to check by adding these and see if we get this new number. So let's add this up. 1 plus 1 is 2. 0 plus 4 is 4. 0 plus 5 is 5. Bring the place value down. 6 plus 2 is 8. 9 plus 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Bring the 1 up. 1 plus 1 is 2. 3 million. So did I do my math correctly? I did, so it checks out. Okay, so for this one you do need to take the smaller number from which you had subtracted it to do your checking. Okay, so let's look at a word problem. Let's do a movie theater sold 1,000, 100,000, 173 tickets on Friday. So we're going to be working with the ticket number. On Saturday, they sold 230,872 tickets. How many more were sold Saturday? Okay, so there's that many more that we looked at. How many more? How much more? So first we need to look at which one is my biggest number. So I look, their place values are the same. So we know that 2 is greater than 1. So I'm going to put my 230,872 on top. Then I'm going to subtract 101,073. Okay. So now I need to start from the right. 2 minus 3, there's not enough, so I need to go to the next column and borrow. Okay, so now I have 12, 11, 10, 9. 6 minus 7 is not enough, so I need to borrow. That becomes 7, this becomes 16. 16 minus 7 is 16, 15, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. 7 minus 0 is 7. Bring down my place value. 0 minus 1, not enough, I need to borrow. That becomes 2, this becomes 10. 10 minus 1 is not. Okay, before we jump back into this problem, because I think the video cut out a little bit, I want to come back up to here, and I crossed out sum because that was totally my mistake. And it's not the sum when you subtract, it's what we call the difference. So you're looking at the difference between the two numbers. So make sure you cross that out or erase it and put difference. And then let's come down to here. So I finished up my problem, and I found that the difference between the tickets that were sold on Saturday and the tickets that were sold on Friday was 129,799 tickets. To check, I then took that difference and I put it up on top, and I decided to add this middle number. Now, I knew to add the middle number because when I'm checking, when I see your checking problem, I should see the same numbers. So see how I'm looking at these three numbers? They're the same three numbers that pop up over here. So your goal is to have the same numbers match. If I had tried to add this 230,000, it wouldn't have worked because I already know that that's bigger than 101,000. So you should know to take the smaller number because that's going to give you your total or your sum, okay? Now these are the two problems I picked out for you to work on. So here we just have a standard subtraction problem. And then over here, you're going to be looking at how many paper clips are left in the factory after the ones that were previously sold. Okay, so just have these two completed for tomorrow. All right, see you tomorrow.